All right, Prater in the Ballgame. I believe the Steelheads hockey show will be airing tonight, episode 2 at 6 p.m. Immediately following Idaho Sports Talk, we'll get you your Steelheads hockey show because Friday night is the home opener at Idaho Central Arena. And we're asking everybody today, and you can even win tickets just for giving us an answer. Why do you go to the Steelheads games? They're sold out every single night. And I know there's a lot of hockey fans, but I'm going to assume not everybody is there just for the hockey. We had a text come in, Prater, that said he goes for the chicks, and we were talking about that too. You know, there's a lot of good scenery at these Steelheads games. So there's a lot of different reasons. You let us know why. Why is it you go to Steelheads games? Hockey, anything else? It's going to be fun. We have the captain, the new captain, Nick Canade, in studio. This is our YouTube segment as well, so say hello to everybody that's watching this. Nick, welcome back to Idaho Sports Talk. Your first time as the captain, though. Let's have some fun. Let's talk some hockey, man. How you doing, Nicky?
Yeah, it's good to be back. I think it's my third time on the show with you guys.
It should be 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to talking with you guys.
You're a huge Toronto Blue Jay fan. You grew up in Toronto. Congratulations there. I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. I mean, you broke my heart, but I'm happy for Blue Jays fans. You guys haven't been there in forever, too. So good for you guys. I hope you win the World Series. But this is your 4th year in Boise, and you went to your first ever Boise State football game just a couple weeks ago. Matter of fact, you said this is your first college football game you've ever attended live. Holy smokes, you saw the blue. You and some teammates. Tell us about the experience.
Yeah, it took me long enough, didn't it? I mean, I've been here for 4 years, but no, it was incredible. Like you said, it was my first college football game, and the atmosphere was so cool to be around. And I really enjoyed my time. We had probably 6, 7 guys out there. We went tailgating. We got the whole experience.
The team members, you guys were, cracking cold ones.
Just a few. But yeah, it was incredible. We went to the bar after Studs or something
Studs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. We got the full Boise State experience, and we had a blast.
I heard it's pretty cool being a Steelhead on Saturday night in downtown Boise. We've heard some pretty good stories on that. And you're nodding like, yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Great.
You are the captain of the Idaho Steelheads. What's that mean to you?
It's an absolute honor. I'm really excited. I've had the privilege of being around AJ White for the last 3 years in Idaho, and he's been probably one of the best captains I've ever had. I learned so much from him. He was a great leader on and off the ice, and I'm so excited and truly honored to be the captain in Boise, and I look forward to this year. We got a great team, a lot of great additions, and a great returning core that we're excited about, and got off to a great start there in Tahoe. So excited for this weekend.
Brand new roster, lots of new players, a new schedule. First place already, the home opener Friday and Saturday against Utah, downtown Boise, Idaho Central Arena. I believe 7:10. Is that still the start time? 7:10. They've been 7:10 forever. 7:10 start time, downtown Boise. What's important for you as you build your own captaincy? What's the priority for you in terms of being a captain?
Yeah, I think, one of the biggest things off the ice is having good players and good teammates around, and, just an honest group, a loyal group, people who are willing to do anything for each other and do anything to win. So I think we did a great job of picking guys to bring into the organization that are great people off the ice and great people on the ice. And I'm excited to kind of start fresh here with this group and a lot of newcomers. So it'll be good.
In terms of the captaincy and how you approach it, do you have to change who you are? I mean, obviously the coaching staff picked you because of who you are, but at the same time, I mean, I think you're 25, you're a young kid. You got this flashy game. It's really cool. Penalty minutes, I don't know if you have to tighten up penalty minutes. I mean, I think you're over 100 the last 2 years. I mean, there's a 200 penalty minute club in the ECHL, so it's not like you're out of control.
Yeah.
But I think you're the number 1 on the team the last couple of years in terms of penalty minutes. Do you have to tighten that up? Do you have to tighten up being a jokester in the locker room? How do you have to alter your game or your personality, if at all?
I don't think I'll change anything, honestly. I think, my game speaks for itself. I'm not afraid of anything. I like to stick up for teammates and help out where I can. And, on the ice, my game is fast, it's physical, and that's just who I am. And that's something I'll never change. In the locker room, maybe I could be a little bit more vocal, but I've always been a a leader by example kind of guy. And, I don't think I'll change much there. Just
Johnny asked a question earlier. I think we were talking to our listeners. Have you been a captain before?
I've been an assistant captain in junior. I went into my second year in the OHL. I got named assistant captain, and when COVID hit, kind of shut everything down, and I wore the A for 2 years. So
I always wondered what the A stood for. Was it alternate or assistant?
I think it can go as both.
Okay, it goes either. Okay, because
Yeah.
I've heard both. Nick Canade with us. He's your Idaho Steelheads captain for the 25-26 season, which will be heard throughout KTIK every single game here. And the Steelies hockey show actually starts tonight too. You said you saw AJ White. You learned from AJ White being the captain here for several years. And you said, you took little mental notes. What do you think was the one thing you're thinking, I'm going to take that, I'm going to incorporate that into my game as a captain, that you saw from AJ White that you thought, okay, yeah, that fits me too?
Yeah, I think maybe not something in the game, but just him being a pro every day, him coming to the rink with the right mindset and the attitude to do well, and an open mind to everything that came his way. The way he led the group, and just kind of who he was as a person. He was so good and really understanding. And yeah, I think so many great things came from him.
This is a dumb question, but maybe you can answer it and make it a good question. But hockey is so built into your DNA. You were born 10 miles from Toronto,
Wow.
or 15 or whatever it is, or the birthplace of hockey and the Hockey Hall of Fame. When did you first put on skates? Why was hockey always important? You kind of take us through your journey in a Cliff Notes version about how did you get here?
Yeah, I think the first time I put on skates was 4 or 5 years old. My first league was 5 and 6 was when I started playing. But I think my dad was just or my parents, they put us all in sports that we wanted to try and enjoy. And hockey was one that stuck with me, and kind of excelled at it at a young age, and just loved going to the rink and being around the guys. And as I grew playing up in the GTA, like you said, it's such a big hockey market. There's not many other things that people do. And I grew up in the rink, loved being around the locker room. And yeah, that's kind of where it stemmed from.
And a lot of the Steelheads, and the roster has changed so much, so maybe it's a little bit different. We'll talk about how that roster has changed. But a lot of the guys stick around in the summer. You stay home. You're in the Toronto area when you go home for the summer. You're not there to go on tourist vacations of Niagara Falls. You're obviously there for family and friends. And how much hockey is there involved in the summer when you're hanging out in Toronto?
Yeah, quite a bit for me. I mean, I'm 15 minutes from my OHL rink, so they skate all summer, and I jump in with them and kind of get in the practices and on the ice. And like you said, everyone goes back home to Toronto to train and work out. So there's a good group of people who, NHLers, American League players who come back and skate, and a lot of guys that I grew up playing with. And yeah, I get back on the ice with them quite a bit, but to get home and spend some time with family and friends is much needed.
What's the one Canadian cuisine that you miss in Boise, Idaho, not having it?
I think
Nick Canade.
Maybe poutine would be the biggest thing.
That's fries.
Potatoes in Idaho, the fries, you can't beat it. But the fries and gravy, I feel like you don't find it.
Yeah, there's not poutine hardly anywhere.
Yeah, so I think poutine is probably the biggest thing.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know why Americans don't eat poutine, but it's just for some reason, French fries, which we eat a ton of, we just don't ever have the inkling to throw some gravy on.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Hey, by the way, your Ontario team, Mississauga, how do you say it? Mississauga?
Yeah.
They were also the Steelheads, weren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Steelheads are a common sports name, and all of a sudden you've been in 2 different countries playing for 2 different Steelheads. Yeah, I mean, your middle name needs to be Steelheads now. So, I mean, it's obvious that you have to be the captain of this team.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys have joked with me that I'm a Steelhead for life. But
Nice.
yeah, I think it's probably the only 2 major sports teams that have the name Steelhead. So it's pretty funny that it worked out this way.
Tell our listeners, Steelhead fans, people who are going to go see you and the fellas skate around and hopefully bring back a Kelly Cup. This organization's done it before. It's been close lately, as you know. I mean, what type of hockey team? What type of style? What are they going to see this year from you guys, Mr. Captain?
I think the biggest thing is a very fast hockey team. I think we got a lot of speed up front, and just kind of guys who have been around the league as well. So a well-veteran group. Defensemen are probably one of the most solid groups I've seen here in Idaho since I've played here. And fast, physical. We don't want to let up on any hits. Everything is finished in the body, and I mean, an exciting team to watch. I think that's the biggest thing we bring to these fans.
I know Steelheads open up their home season Friday night, Saturday night, downtown Boise, Idaho Central Arena. The Utah Grizzlies come to town. I think it's their last year in the league, the Utah Grizzlies. So they're on the schedule 37 times or whatever the hell it is. And it starts on Friday. So really, really rare, kind of cool moment with Utah. In terms of this team, you guys didn't make the playoffs last year, and that's always the standard at the Steelheads. The standard is chasing a Kelly Cup championship. What you witnessed off the ice, and I'm not suggesting there was any problems. I'm just suggesting that there's things to fix because you didn't make the playoffs. What you fixed off the ice in terms of commitment, work ethic, little things here, the water cooler, the ping pong table, whatever it is you want to fix. What do you need to fix off the ice as a captain of this team to make sure you guys get back to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, we've had such great groups here over the years, but I think, one of the biggest thing is just a tight-knit group this year. Getting everyone, whether it's going to the bar or going to dinner or doing things as a group and all together. And, when you have a close team off the ice, I think it creates a lot of wins on the ice. And we've seen that over the years in Boise when I played here.
Now, I think there's only 7 or 8 guys that are back from last year. So it's like 2/3 of this team is brand new.
Yeah.
As the captain, how do you bond that? I mean, football games, golf tournaments, chasing girls at the bars, dinners with the buddies. I mean, how do you bond and how do you bring this team together? What have you done for the last month as captain to bring this roster together?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of, team outings whether it's paintball or, getting the guys out to do dinner or things like that, where, guys are talking and working as a team and as individuals. And I think that's one of the biggest things to really get a group tight knit. And I think, if we continue to do that throughout the year, that's where you string together, just such a close bond on the ice.
Nick Canade, Steelheads captain here, Prater in the Ballgame. What's your policy on fighting as the captain of the team? Do you want more? Do you want less? Is there a certain line that has to be crossed first before you take the gloves off? Is this anything you would even think about? I mean, you're the captain now fighting. What's your policy?
I don't think anything will change. I think the fans can expect me to what they've seen throughout the last 3 years here in Boise. I mean, I really do it for a reason. I do it to, whether it's bringing momentum to a team or helping stick up for a teammate. I think that's why I continue to fight, maybe a little less and worry about the points and my body in general, just, all the aching and pains. But no, I don't think I'll change anything.
Okay.
Do you practice fighting? Do you get in the ring and spar? Do you look at YouTube techniques?
Yeah. Do you box?
I'd say I'm on the Hockey Fight Instagram every day watching.
Seriously?
Yeah, watching different guys fight.
And literally like taking notes. You're not doing that or just to waste time at work. You're literally taking notes.
Absolutely. And I think for me as a guy who's 5'9", 165 pounds.
I was going to say, man, you're not a big one.
No, the technique is a major part of it. And, just knowing the right things before you get into a fight with some of these big guys around the league.
Is the first technique like grab the jersey or what's the first move?
Yeah, there's different spots on the jersey you want to grab. I try to grab up near the shoulders so that when the guy does go to throw a punch, I can impact how hard his punch might be. Ducking my chin and just keeping my chin buried the whole time so that you're not taking any unnecessary punches.
You don't get caught. Yeah.
But you go into a fight, things go wrong. You get the wrong grab and you're just throwing and hanging on for dear life.
Yeah. So. You mean there's not a script you're following?
Level with me, Canade. What feels better? Like socking some dude right in the freaking face and dropping him, or just like the perfect goal? You get a nice pass and you put that sucker in the back of the net. What pumps your nads more, man?
I don't think you guys understand the adrenaline you get from a fight and skating around the ice in Boise and the fans going nuts.
So you get more thrill out of the fight
there's
than
nothing.
the score.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like that. So
that's great stuff.
Who's your goalies this year?
We got Arno, who is from Texas. He's on a NHL contract. And then we have Meyer, who has played some American League games, is well known around the league, and then Benny Halaz, who's from Hungary, actually. Nice. So we got the 3 with us right now.
And who is the best player on the team? I mean, who's going to be the star at the end of the season?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think, you know what, one big thing this year is we don't have, I wouldn't say necessarily a star who's going to be flashy, and I think we just have a complete team, which is a big part of what we wanted to kind of change in Boise. And we have our stud players, Ty Pelton-Bice, who's been with us for 4 years, is always on the score sheet. And we have a lot of help from the American League right now. We have 6 or 7 guys sent down to us right now who again, that's always a great bonus.
Those are two-way guys under contract with Dallas?
We have 2 or 3 guys on NHL contracts, and then a couple guys who are on American League contracts who are down with us. So we've never seen this kind of help from Texas over the last 4 years I've been here, and to have 7 guys, that goes a long way.
That's huge. All right, last thing, and we'll get you out of here. We don't want to take too much of your time, Steelheads captain Nick Canade, but Friday night's the home opener. You have teammates who've never donned a Steelies sweater in a home opener. What do you think as captain you're going to tell those new guys? I mean, the ECHL, but you get in Idaho Central Arena and it feels a lot bigger than that because every single seat is taken.
Yeah, I think the one thing is enjoy the moment. I mean, I can't tell you how fast 3 years have gone by here in Boise.
Playing here, huh?
Playing at home is just such an incredible feeling. I get goosebumps every time I go out there, and yeah, enjoy the moment, take it all in, and let's win a hockey game.
170 games you've played, 25 goals, 65 points, 270 penalty minutes, and number 3 is your brand new captain of the Idaho Steelheads, Nick Canade. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the season, and you have no idea how much thrill you give Downtown Boise on Fridays and Saturdays, typically on Wednesdays too. Yeah. So thanks for joining us, and let's get after it this year.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I love a captain who likes to throw a punch. There's Nick Canade, and that's why you listen to Idaho Sports Talk. Prater on the Ballgame, KTIK, The Ticket.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studio, this is Ticket Traffic.
Feel that tingle? That's not